you get, instead of a static image, well, I would say that, but is OBS crashing? OBS is crashing. Nope, it's good. So instead of a static image of Drognin, you get the beautiful face of Drognin. Hey, and with me is Jack.
Hello, everyone.
Robocraft moderator, and behind us, well, not technically behind, but in the game rather, is probably one of your more popular robots, the Megabot Destroyer, the Slicer re-evolved, indeed. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a bit of gameplay, just hang out, see you play some games, and then I'll get Rick in afterwards.
Right.
And we'll roll on from there. It's actually, can you click on the chat just so I can see it? Sweet. Cool. Awesome. So yeah, let's get some of that going. If anyone's having audio problems, make sure you tell me in chat in the most aggressive way possible. Oh, I forgot you're wearing your... See, now you've got your awesome Robocraft t-shirt.
I should have worn yours.
I'm supporting Zerg today, but regardless. Sweet. Cool. It's been a very long time since I've done a Robostream. Which recruitment drive did you join the moderation team? It was fairly recently, wasn't it?
It was last January, I think.
Last January? Has it been a year?
Sometime in early 2015, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess it was 2 or 3 ago. Cluely's in the game.
Ah.
Oh, who's on the enemy team?
Got some good backup.
Oh, I'd have been so happy if Cluely was on the enemy team and we could have got you to snipe him instead. That'd be just fantastic. That'd been the best thing, actually. Awesome. I've never actually seen you play this. Have we never played together actually, have we?
I don't think so, no.
We need to do that. Maybe in another stream we'll do you, me, I guess Morley and someone else, and we'll do a nice little platoon. Maybe all of us. You can stick this in the Roboshop for a moment. We'll all buy it and.
It's actually been on the Roboshop since for a while now.
Oh really?
Yeah. I usually put all my Teslas up on there.
There's some fantastic videos of this. Oh, brilliant. So it's TDM. So are you hunting for the Megabot?
Not the Megabot with this one. I'm just trying to skirt around and see if I can get into someone's blind spot, and then I can come around behind the enemy team and just. Oh.
Clearly is, of course, in the Nerf bomb, because
of course.
God forbid he's in anything else.
In the spotlight for a while. Okay.
There's your targets.
Yeah.
I wish you luck.
Start with that.
Oh,
dear, flak.
Oh, someone's seen you.
Ah.
Oh
No, it's flak.
Alas. Clearly, pick up the kills.
He's lost his gun now.
Alright, you can dive out of this and join another one. Yeah. We'll anyone who wants to kind of join and play alongside is more than welcome to. How's it going, chat? Let's see what we've got. Flew into a wall. Did you fly into a wall?
I did a bit.
Did fly into a wall, alas.
I was paying more attention to the enemy team. Oh.
No Megabot in that game. Cheers, Stanlaw. Oh, great. I made you a mod already. I guess Stanlaw's like a mod of every single existing Robocraft stream anyway, so it can't be helped. Who we got this time? Got some named coloured names rather, which means they've probably been Robocraft for some time. the rare guys. I'm being told to turn the mic volume up through the use of paper stuck to the wall, so hopefully that's better now. Can you please? Yes, like the idea of a weapon that can hit multiple targets is definitely like the flak's a nice start with that. So something that people need to understand with why phase 1 was very important to us and why the flak is quite important to us is that basically up to now we've had to create 11 versions of every single weapon, but with the flattening of the tiers in phase 1, what you'll find now is that we can turn around the weapon's development a lot quicker. So what we expect to do is to bring a whole load of weapons in, basically. So weapons that can hit multiple targets, but perhaps have a lower damage output per target is definitely a possibility. So that's something we can do. We're actually...
Poor AFK person here.
Free RP. Down he goes. Bless. There's also some free RP.
Yep.
Oh, and he's a glass cannon as well.
Oh. Down he goes.
There he goes.
Let's just regen quickly.
Oh yeah, no, I told you ahead of this update, didn't I?
Oh
that
yeah.
There was going to be something in this update that you really, really loved, and then the regen came out, and all of a sudden you can repair yourself as a Tesla.
Yeah,
so
it was
good.
an absolute godsend.
Moobot Senpai. Flak. The flak aesthetics turns out really nice, actually. It adds kind of a different feel to the game. Oh, heal through that? I think not. Ah.
No.
How'd you do? Three
Three
kills?
kills, good
3 kills?
ones.
Pretty
Yeah.
solid. For something melee in a purely ranged game, that's pretty solid. So yeah, as I was saying about the weapons, the flak's a great first example of something. Basically, before, obviously, when you need to dedicate months to the development of a single weapon, you need to really make sure that it is usable in every scenario, and you're not really capable of making specialized weapons as much. But now that we have the ability to develop weapons a lot quicker, the flak is a great example of something very specialized. It's not particularly good against land, understandably, but it's arguably overpowered against air. So, I mean, I don't know, I'm still deciding if it's overpowered or not, but we'll find out soon enough.
We've got one next to us.
Is that free? Yeah, he's got free on there.
Looks like there's room for a fourth.
Yeah, I suspect he may have
Yeah.
built the body and then realised that,
He didn't have enough.
yeah, 300 CPU each, they're pretty hefty. It doesn't mean that you're quite glass cannony when you build them, but it also, the health of the flak is double that of another mega weapon, so
Yeah.
you're going to find that that is in itself quite tanky. That is a traditional built megabot, but beautifully coloured.
Yep, indeed.
Nothing like lime green to put fear into your enemies' hearts.
It's a bit Halloweeny as well.
Too spooky.
Ooh.
Going for the cave.
Oh, that's bad news. Very bad news.
Who's in this game? Oh, Bob Marley's on the enemy team, so be careful of what was he. He'll keep standing up, getting up, and he won't give up the fight. Was that Bob Marley? God, I hope it was. It's fine, you've got Sanic on your team there. Air is fine. Mini Skiddy, nice. Oh my god, it's Drognin. Oh my god, it's Mark D. Gemma.
OMG.
Boy time. Yeah, man, Bob the Biscuit. Like, seriously, dude. Literally sniping streams is what you do, so I'll be quite upset if there isn't a Square Chan versus Jack game at some point during this. And you're not going to have long either, because we're going to switch to some flak stuff later as well. So get in here now.
No.
Is that a flying?
Flak.
Air flak.
Oh dear.
Arrow. Straight up.
I didn't think you could make them fly in aerofoils.
Well, I mean, we also said that you couldn't make tank tracks fly, but people still managed it. So who's to say, really?
A good amount of copter blades will achieve anything.
Mauer Uzner, 2002. That's a very difficult name to pronounce. Try rocket sleds. It's not exactly what you want, but it's basically the closest thing you can do to it right now. Grind yourself along the floor with thrusters, and you'll find that you can stick to mountains and climb stuff. And with downward-facing thrusters, you can stick to the floor, stick to the ceiling, whatever you want. But then I try to promote rocket sleds in every opportunity I can. Hi, Free Jam. Hi, Alexander. Maxicraft. Bronze Johnson.
Not BMC for content.
Dio the Creatives in there.
Ooh.
Who else? Oh, look, it's Jack.
Fancy seeing him here.
I know, right? It's crazy. What time is it? We'll hit the end of this, and I think I'll get Mr. Rick to come in. Still not seeing Bob the Biscuit, by the way, dude. Gromek! You're right, dude. How's it going?
Hey.
Although it's Gromek 777 instead of...
Oh, 999.
Yeah. So maybe it's an imposter. Show mofos up. You're right, dude. Always good to see so many familiar faces. I didn't see at the beginning. Is there a mega in this one?
I don't think so. I didn't think I saw one. We'll find out soon enough. Ooh.
Oh boy, oh boy. There's blatantly people from stream who are just like, I know exactly what Jack's going to do.
Yeah.
You're going to go around the side of Tesla and now I'm going to shoot him.
Let's see if I can.
Oh!
Ah!
Oh.
Just clipped him.
I don't know, dude. Turn around.
I'm out of weapons.
Yeah. That's fine. You got flak back up.
Yep.
Look at that. It's so much more Star Wars with the slow-moving air projectiles. It looks so gorgeous. Rebel looks quite pitiful when he's here.
Yeah, it does. Gets torn apart quite quickly.
I'd imagine it gets healed quite quickly, though.
Well, the Teslas do still take a while, but regen usually fixes that.
Oh, that's right. Teslas have the reduced healing rate, don't they? I've done very little with Tesla. The last time I tried to use Tesla, honestly, was with the Mega SMG competition, kill competition. And I was like, if I can mostly finish them off with Tesla and then get the last hit with Mega SMG. It was a terrible idea.
Let's go for revenge.
End him. He's too colourful.
Ah, he knows exactly where I am, doesn't he?
He's expecting it, right? Like, this guy knows. Also, he keeps absorbing all your damage, which also doesn't really help the situation.
I'm done for. Oh well.
Morley's doing his full stuff. Alright, I'm gonna grab Mr. Is it me, or are we, like, kind of squished? Or is that just what we look like? Could be, because the camera's above us.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm gonna grab them.
Shall I switch to flak, or?
Yeah, I mean, show the stream some of the robots you got going for you.
Alright.
Didn't even need to move, just flailed my arms across the office. Here he comes.
So, I guess one of the more classic ones would be Derailer. Rail's actually in quite a good place right now, since everyone's sort of focused on flak.
Yeah, no, definitely. Being able to shoot him off. Mr. Rick.
Hello.
Fat digester. Ah!
Hi everyone, how you doing?
We got the chat on the right there. We got us there.
Cool.
Stream to make sure we're not down, and I'm gonna pull up the questions on my phone.
So Autumn, before we start, right? Hannah said he would give £10 to your favourite charity if you would wear these glasses for at least 10 minutes.
All right. Assuming you can give you can give direct donations to able gamers, I'll do it.
Yeah, you can.
I'll do it for them. What time is it? It's 20 minutes past. All right, we'll roll with that. What is this nonsense? It looks dreadful.
Keep going. Remain serious. Go.
Do you know how I've lost all
Credibility.
credibility. That's not what I was going for, but yeah, sure, why not? So how's it going, man?
Yeah, good.
We've been doing
It's been a
long
tough
time,
week.
Yeah, no, I'd imagine so. Getting
the release out, but yeah, it's good, and I'm actually happy to do streams again. It's
yeah,
long overdue.
We went a while about doing them, and it's similar. Like I was saying to Jack earlier, when we did the first Robo News of the more recent Robo Newsers, I looked back and it was the last time we did it was like February.
Yeah.
And seriously, like I have to look directly at you to see anything. I have no peripheral vision whatsoever. But yeah, no, back to streaming, which is awesome. Hopefully we can do them fairly regularly. Not weekly, because that would just be very difficult to get organised. But
nameless. So I've been watching this stream before I jumped in. So,
there's someone who is going to be targeting Jack, I suspect.
Trying to use my own weapon against me, are you?
But yeah, so
go on then, find me with some questions. Let's go.
So let's start with some casual introductions. You are the art director, so all visual stuff goes through you. You make the decision, you lead the art team. You're also a co-founder. You're one of the 5 founders who were with Free Jam from the very beginning.
Yep.
And previously, you've had a decade of industry experience.
Yeah, I think this is my 16th year of being in the games industry. Hey Greybeard, I can see you there. So yeah, it's been a long time. Most of that has been console development, a little bit of PC in there as well. But this is something new, free to play. This has been exciting. Probably my favourite game that I've worked on so far. I'm not just saying it because that's current. I actually enjoy the workflow. I really enjoy the feedback from the community. It's been a roller coaster of hilarity. It's really good fun.
Company culture is really nice as well.
Yeah.
Like it's we're too loud, I think.
Yes, yeah, definitely. We've been told to shut up a couple of times.
Yeah, no, we share an office with another studio, and they're unfortunate buggers to be in there with us, unfortunately. But it is it's a good company culture. This is my first proper industry job, and I definitely. This isn't the sort of thing you expect from your first job, you know.
Yeah, it's more like being as a student, really, in lectures. It's funny.
It's only been 3 minutes since I put on these glasses. They're like
keep going.
They're weighing down my entire face. So we'll do some general questions before I dive into player questions first. So, So obviously now you're an art director. I assume you weren't born one. So what kind of art did you focus on? Games art did you focus on prior to this?
Okay, so I come from a traditional art background. So life drawing, illustration. painting, and then by a bizarre series of events, I actually ended up doing an engineering degree. And then through learning how to use three-dimensional software, at the time it was AutoCAD and 3D Studio Release 4, I became really proficient at creating stuff in 3D, and then obviously combining with the art background, actually managed to get a job in the games industry off the back of an engineering degree. So a bit of a bizarre process, but it means that I have quite a methodical engineering approach to some of the artwork that we create. So I'm hoping that's useful.
Just realised that my left hand is on my own knee, by the way, because my leg's crossed. It's not.
Stop touching me.
I'm not sitting here with my hand on Rick's knee. Make you feel welcome.
Jack, I'm loving this flyer. This is slick.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Some of the sweet hollow gear setup. I paint my own robots and they just look dreadful every time I do it. And I see other people's and I'm just like.
You should in the CRF. You should be able to commission someone to paint your robot. Still use
Actually,
it.
I really like that. That'd be cool. Yeah, I was thinking I might just start making all my robots completely rainbow. Because I figure you can't go wrong then, no one's going to complain about that. But what are you geared up with?
There's got to be some camouflage in painting a
Oh,
robot.
SMG, I see.
Rainbow.
Try and get that fleck down there.
Yeah, so that's how I got into the industry.
What would you say is like your favourite element of game art at this point? Is there a particular part you have passion for that you like to do, like in your spare time when you've got the time? Well, you've got a kid now actually, so you probably don't have any spare time.
Yeah, I mean, I actually joined the industry as a UI artist, only because there wasn't a 3D position available at that time. Then quickly moved to 3D and then got into environment artwork, and that's pretty much I think where my heart belongs, is sort of props and and environment artwork. But I love making characters, I love doing special effects, and now I get to be involved in all of it, all aspects of art, and that's where I sing. I love this bit. And I love working with my team and helping them develop their skills. For me, that's what it's all about.
Cool. Let's start hitting some
Yeah, go for it.
some player questions. There's a weird name.
Take your glasses off. No, don't.
Clully?
Clelly?
Who's
Who's that?
Clully?
Never heard of him.
Cluckly? I don't know, someone from Reddit. He's probably not played Robocraft long. With a full-time concept artist on board, can we assume there is a lot on the cards in terms of new blocks / modules?
Yes, absolutely. So the whole process is I've just recruited another 3 artists. One of them's SFX, one of them is concept artist, and we have another 3D artist as well. And the whole concept of that is to start producing things at a much faster rate. And actually, we've managed to achieve that just after Christmas. I think if you guys, some of you guys might remember last Christmas, there was quite a long delay from having a launch just before Christmas to our following launch. I think it was ended up in sort of the end of February. So it was quite a long gap. So we've managed to, with that process, we've managed to give you a weapon within 2 weeks. We've only been able to do that because of how Phase 1 has sort of flattened all the armour, and we haven't, as Orchard said earlier, we haven't actually done a lot of the variants of the weapons either. We've just given you one weapon. So actual fact, it's a much better process. We can now provide you with plenty of variety and much faster. So I'm hoping this is the start of something really cool. So give us all your feedback on the flat cannons, and we'll process that for our next weapons and modules. Really.
I mean, we actually have to buff flat cannons by 25% now, because I stated a requisite that people aren't allowed to ask irrelevant questions, and we got a couple, and so it's, well, I mean,
like what? I want to know an irrelevant question now.
All right. Let's see if I can find. Let's see if I can find one. Well, actually, no. If I choose one guy's irrelevant question, it's kind of being mean to that one guy saying his question's irrelevant, so I won't go with that. But there is a lot of balanced questions in here.
Yeah. Don't ask me balanced questions.
So, what do you think of the state of FLAC at the moment?
No, don't ask me that.
Okay. Awesome Soul, one of our cool YouTubers, says, "Hey, Rick and Drog, I was wondering, are there any fan art / fan ideas that you personally want to see added to the game? What about any ideas that a lot of other team members like too?"
Yeah, I mean, we scour the internet. Richard F, I think he's on this stream as well. Yeah, I can see him there.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, so
He's constantly supplying us with cool ideas. We love that kind of thing. It's great. There was one idea I really wanted, which was a mech arm with a big boxing glove on it, and just one controller. I could just jab people the whole time.
So cheesy.
That is the one I want in the game. I want to fly up to someone and just bop them on the back of the head.
Not even ground. You're gonna fly up.
Yeah, fly.
Oh, we've got plasma air fight going on here.
Oh, and flak.
And flak.
Oh, many flak.
Oh, boom, boom.
And a glass.
I love the audio of the flak. I think it's great.
The audio. Simone's done a really good job with
Yeah,
that.
it's brilliant.
It's distinct enough that when you're flying, you don't need to see the flak being shot at you. You know from the audio that it's being shot
We're
at you.
about to, I think, do an update fairly soon where the audio of when you hit a ground vehicle, i.e. your flak explosion doesn't happen. It'll have a different audio than the normal flak explosion. So that'll be audible to you guys on the next release, I think. Next question.
When are we getting more t-shirts?
T-shirts, new t-shirt designs.
Yes.
It was an experiment to see how many people actually want to buy t-shirts, and I think it's been reasonably successful. It means now that we can, like our normal lean approach to anything, it means that we can justify a little bit more of development time in producing more t-shirts. So I'm hoping, talk to Mark, maybe we'll get a little bit more time devoted to that, and in the next few months we can unleash a few more t-shirts.
Rocky Larson, that one.
And Bob the
Oh,
Biscuit.
Bob the Biscuit. Oh, but he's on the same team as you.
Oh.
Yep.
Is he playing Tesla Square Shot?
Where is he? There he is.
Yeah, he is.
Beautiful.
Oh, I was talking to him about this earlier. He was like, I'm going to try out aero rods and stuff like that. So he's changed her initial design from blocks down to aero rods, which is pretty cool. Let's see how he does. Is he already spamming chat? Look at him go.
Rocky Lance is telling me he's going to eat me with Teslas.
One of the things I love about flat cannons is that if you know what you're doing, you can actually create a path to someone's destruction. You can lead them so much and anticipate when they start to drop out of the sky that you can explode them before they hit the ground, but also you can determine where they fall. Yeah, it takes a bit of skill, but it's a real precision instrument once you get to the grips with
The
it.
thing I really like about them is, now despite what everyone says about rails being maybe not so powerful and whatnot, I've always found them quite effective against air if targeted well.
Yeah,
But
you are particularly good with rails.
but there is the problem of the reload time, and there is the problem that someone who really builds a solid flyer knows how many shots they can tank.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, well, I'm going to kill that rail, and as the rail you start shooting at him, but he knows what to do. He dodges a couple, tanks a few, and then you're dead.
Yeah.
Whereas the flak, more specialised, pretty much worthless against ground for the most part, but it controls that chunk of air. That part of the sky belongs to them. You have to not be there.
Yeah.
And I think that is a new mechanic. It's like we've talked in the past, and I've had a lot of players talk about it in the past, area denial. So typically it would be some sort of area where it deals some sort of smoke or something that deals damage
Why are you
over
taking
time.
your glasses off?
It's been more than 10 minutes.
Orchin, you owe a charity £10.
Like, it's 32 minutes past. I took them off at 31 minutes past. I'm going to make sure Hunter's pays that. I'll take it by blood if I need to. Yeah, you have this area denial. Rather than putting some sort of AoE damage in that area and it just stays there, you now have to focus your attention on it. So it's not throw it there and not worry about it. It's a lot more positioning based.
Yeah.
I can imagine in nice kind of
Lovely.
competitive groups of players
Yeah.
having that one player who sets up the flak and denies airspace. Let's see how it does against ground here.
I think what you're finding at the moment is that everyone is testing out flaks.
Yeah, of course.
So there's a disproportionate amount of people in each round playing as flak cannons.
Go on, Bob!
And
Go on, Bob!
Yes!
nice work, Bob.
Wait, stop shooting. This is Bob's.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
And if he fails, he dies. Come on, Bob.
He's back in for a second one.
But he hasn't got any. Has he got any Teslas remaining?
I stole it.
Jack
That was a
stole
great
it.
bit of footage.
How many kills did he get? Yeah, he got his one.
Yeah, so I was saying there's disproportionate amount of flak cannons in the game, and that actually is creating a weird environment, and obviously other types of flyers are getting crushed.
Yeah.
I think as it starts to level out, and people decide that that's maybe not their right play style, you'll start to get a balance, and I think it will all start coming together quite nicely. when in testing we were all dividing ourselves up into key movement types and weapon types, and that was quite successful. That worked really well. So just give it a few days, and I think it will start to level out a little bit.
No, I think that's a good thing, really. I think it's going to give some nice time for players to try out some builds that they know are strong against flak.
Yeah.
And then they'll start doing it, and then you'll see people realize that flak isn't my play style, and some people will think, oh, actually, I really like flak, and it'll even out a bit more.
Yeah.
Flyers will appear again if flyers.
Yeah.
But now the difference is that if flyers become a major problem, well, you know what to do now.
Yeah.
If you want your free kills quite easily, and there's
Yeah.
90% of the player base are playing flyers,
Yeah.
jump onto flak, blow them out the sky.
And of course, when weapon switching comes on board, again, the game has changed dramatically. I'll have a flat cannon on the back, and I'll have SMGs up front, and I'll just swap between them, and I'll be able to just nail people with that. It'll be brilliant.
All right, another question. Let's see what we got. Hey, Rick.
Hey.
How's that lava map coming along?
Lava map. Okay, so lava map. Just obviously we have paused development in order to change the meta.
Sorry, the funny thing, it just occurred to me. Probably the majority of people watching the stream weren't here for the last one to see what the lava map was, but regardless. So we've actually just reminded them.
Yeah. But lava map has actually had discussions. We've had drawings. We've had pencil maps lined out. We are going to develop one. We are just finding the right moment in time. It didn't make sense to work on maps whilst we were changing the meta, adding new weapons. So we will get back to it. I have more artists available to us now, so it will happen. At some point it will happen. Soon.
Ooh. Oh, sorry, and the lava map question was asked by Wild Brandon.
Wild
He's like Brandon, but he has a big beard.
extra wild.
Free Dog, who is one of the lovely moderators
Yeah.
who looks after our subreddit.
I know.
You did good.
Yeah.
He says, a while back I posted an idea about an urban map. We're back onto maps.
Yep.
One with giant blocks that made up buildings that could be shot and destroyed, creating a dynamic map. Is that within the limits of the game engine?
Yes, of course it is. Yes. I mean, obviously that creates a bit more design. If the design of the level is dynamic, that creates a lot more potential scenarios for breaking the level or the flow of the level, or team balance. So yeah, obviously that would require a lot more effort and work to do. But again, I've had another conversation and a set of drawings we've done with Sergey, me and Sergey, and we've created some sort of manufacturing facility where about 80% of the level was actually sort of man-made jumped. Totally nailed you.
Me too.
Why isn't friendly fire on?
So yeah, the idea of the environment changing dynamically, it's completely possible. We just need to get through the process of actually doing that and start focusing a little bit more on level design. But it's coming. Level design is coming soon because we need to start honing maps for different robot ranking sizes, tutorials, things like that. We've got coming on board soon, so we'll be changing and honing the environments in due course.
That's a really gorgeous mega.
That's quite cool, isn't it?
Bob's one of my favourite people. I love that guy so much. Have you ever seen the videos of Bob? He goes on Twitch, watches Robocraft streamers, gets into their games, and then just snipes them, destroys them with his with Square Chan, makes gifs of it.
Trolls it. I love it.
Wild Brandon again.
Yep.
He can't be tamed. Says where.is.carbon.6. Rails, Autoflax, Plasma and Teslas. I'm sure many people would buy those.
So, I mean, you partially answered this question already because obviously we've got more artists on board and a concept artist as well. So the idea is to put a fast forward button on the production of some of these cubes, some of these weapons and some of these modules, and start really cramming out stuff real fast. So yes, absolutely, that is on our task to do. Carbon 6 is not dead. It's going to be a big thing. It is the alternative weapon. And we've got to think of a crazy Carbon 6 design for this new flat cannon as well. But yes, that's happening. We are planning it. We just got to get through a few early. We've got some things in development right now which I can't really talk about, but they are going to blow your mind. After we've done that, I think we'll focus a little bit further on to Carbon 6 equipment.
I love Walker.
What
Max
is
with
going on
one
there?
leg and just. Oh, he's got two walkers.
It's surreal.
It's the old monkey design. Do
Oh,
you remember that?
yeah, yes, I love that. Well, the monkey bot at the back.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
That was superb. I wanted that in my garage.
Well, this question's more directed at me, but it's Radichko. I can never pronounce his name right. He says, "Can I have a hug?" No. So we'll move on. We'll move on to the next question.
Oh dear.
Yes.
It's that
Right.
tiny.
So this is a few questions by one person.
Yeah.
Normally I try to just keep to one per person, but this is Gromek, who makes some of my favourite YouTube videos, and I've watched them several times through. I don't know if you've seen those. Fantastic. So this first question is, why was nano beams changed from a light blue colour to a very neon dark blue colour? Is there some specific reason, or was it that you felt it looked better in game? I think this was around the optimization.
It
wasn't
was an optimization, yes. Basically, we had far too many draw calls in the game. Most of them caused by weapons, muzzle flashes, beams, projectiles, explosions, particles. It was crazy. So we actually went through an optimization phase, and part of that was to clean up the type of shader that we used for producing weapon trails. So it did get changed mostly for that reason. And then there was an element of clarity as well. We want to make sure that the difference in weapons, visuals between weapons are much clearer. If you can see now, Jack's firing this flat cannon. And we've added a star at the front of it that pulses and rotates at the same time to try and, this is a result of yesterday's feedback already, to stop people confusing it with plasma shots. So already we're trying to manipulate and evolve the effects accordingly. But yes, basically it was optimization. That's all I can say.
Gromek also asks, how long does it usually take designing a new element to the game, like creating a texture for a weapon or creating a mech leg? So obviously this answer to this question has changed a lot thanks to Phase 1.
Yes, it has. I mean, previously it was big. The mech legs had about a 4-week dev time. This is without a concept artist, obviously. So we developed it in-house, just trying new ideas. We started off with a human leg form, then went to a dog leg form. And then we had to create the 11 variants of it as well. So, I mean, that you can imagine, each variant has to look distinctive. That took time. The whole brilliance about this new phase is that we don't need to do that anymore. We'll give you one type of mech leg from now on, or one type of weapon from now on, plus it's carbon 6 variant, and that'll be it. That's what you get. It will mean more variety, and that's the key. I think it got a little bit ploddy just trying to upgrade from laser cannon 1 to laser cannon 2 to laser cannon 3. It became a little bit pedestrian. So to have more variety in the game, I think will be great fun for everyone.
And the third question by Gromek is more design style, so as in like more Mark's area kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
It's about the functionality of the radar. So I'll leave that out, Gromek. Sorry, but 2 out of 3 is pretty solid. Let's see now. Oh yeah, that's right, the Mega Dalek. Oh, but I can't pull it up on screen while he's doing it. I didn't see the guy's username. No, it's not bad. It just made me giggle because it's Daleks2377 asks, "Did you see my Mega Dalek?"
But is that the image I saw this morning? Yeah, absolutely. I have seen it. It's brilliant, an epic production. Rocky Lars, where's my pancake? I have eaten your pancakes. I have eaten them. They are resting in my stomach, along with a donut that producer Phil has just bought for the entire team. Not one donut, multiple donuts. That would be one massive donut, wouldn't it?
Jack specifically said I would not like a donut.
Did you? You didn't want one? Oh, that's a shame. I think I've eaten it.
It's ridiculous.
Along with these Rocky's pancakes.
KOLL,
Yeah.
most of his questions got downvoted because he seems to have asked like 20,
Okay.
all in separate threads.
See, it's less with higher quality. That's what you need.
Well, he's got one through, hasn't he?
Yeah,
It worked.
Yeah.
Why doesn't your hair obey gravity?
It's welded. It's welded with all kinds of hair products, which is my secret weapon.
You probably can't see it from where you are, but he has basically that his scalp is metal plated with clamps that hold the hair in position.
And no, it doesn't take me long to do my hair, by the way. It's highly flammable, so don't smoke near me.
Let's see. Going on to our official forums now to see what questions there are.
Cake flavour. I'm cheesecake.
Yeah. Feel free to answer questions from there for the time being. While I look for questions in the forum thread, feel free to ask questions in chat.
Lime cheesecake. Any food related questions? I'm quite happy to answer. When is Phase 2 coming out? I think that's 6 weeks roughly from now.
Don't say release dates.
Roughly.
give or take 4 years.
Ask me a question, Orchin.
I would, but there's just a load of people in the thread flaming each other.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Never mind, we'll go with chat. Chat, ask your questions.
Who are the main influence in my? Well, I guess
that's a good one.
I'm an 80s sci-fi geek, really, to be honest with you. So, I'm in with crazy stuff like Back to the Future and Ridley Scott's films. That's where I grew up. I also played a lot of Lego. That actually comes in really handy for making Robocraft.
Oh god, I just remembered. The flak, while we were testing, I only tested it once, and it was quite different at the time, but it was capable of damaging your allies.
Oh yes.
And your own plutonium core.
Yeah.
Which was probably one of the most enjoyable experiences I've ever had in Robocraft, where literally the second I declared it, you go bug, you can damage your own allies. Phil turns around to me and goes, "Kill me! Grind levels before they reach us." So I just started grinding him for experience and got to level 4 straight away.
I actually quite enjoyed Friendly Fire just for that brief test.
That was so good.
I think it would be too crippling for most matches.
Well, we had this was
fun.
this was before I was at Free Jam, but if I remember correctly, Mark explained to me we had Friendly Fire a long time ago, and you had to pay the RP cost of your allies' repair, I believe.
Yeah.
But losing RP wasn't enough to stop players from killing each other on the same team. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Awesome.
How did I meet Mark, Seb, Brian, Ed, and how did that result in Robocraft? Okay, so we were all working for different companies, but had all previously worked together. And then Mark was developing offline this quite cool idea of sort of physics-based block building. He made this quite crude-looking demo, all the functionality almost that you see today, actually. So he demoed that to us, and it was just we just fell in love with it straight away. Like I said, Lego generation, that's me. So I think we all just jumped and said, how do we do this? How do we actually make this company and start making this game? So it sort of spawned from there really. So Mark is our muse for this game, definitely.
Will we be getting more colours with the painter?
I don't think I can decidedly say yes or no to that. We have had discussions about it, about adding more colours. I personally would like to add more colours. And if you remember with the old game, we used to have a variety of different speculas with each of the cube colours, cube materials. So I'd like to go back to that a little bit and have some more unique flavours to some of the cubes. Just a case of seeing how many people want it, and then if the popularity is there, then that's what we'll produce. Yeah.
I mean, it's basically what it comes down to, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of our decision making, the track that you see right there, for example, is something that was huge in the community and as a concept, and then we brought it into the game. Same with rotors. I remember that was massive. And although it hasn't seen anything yet, I know that there's various weapon types that have been discussed a lot in the community, and we've definitely focused on discussing those.
I just saw a question about are we going to change the style of the game?
As
The
an aesthetic
reason, the reason why, to some extent, the game is the aesthetic style it is a derivative of how we construct stuff. So we make stuff extremely quickly. Cubes, we get them in game, because if they're not in game, we can't test them, we can't get feedback from them, we can't improve them and make them better lovely. Is that actually making it more difficult to play?
Not really, I can still see the whole screen.
This is the handicap we should give Jack the whole time.
We can't have someone come in and be better than us at the game now, can we?
One of the cool things about Unity 5 though is that we have been unleashed a little bit more performance, and obviously my goal is always to improve the quality of the graphics, so I can spend a little bit more time on making materials, props, foliage in maybe in some of the environments. It's all now possible. Prior to Unity 5, I don't think it was using all the cores for some of the simulation, for the physics simulation. So now that's happened, there's a lot more power open to us. So I want to spend more time making the game look lush. Definitely. Nice glasses, Jack.
Salt.
Jack, you look so sexy.
Ooh. See, I'm pretty sure I didn't
You
get these
got
comments.
a
live,
date.
right?
You got a date there, Jack.
Oh, it's with Juva. Grats, bro.
Hey, buddy.
Is it possible to increase battle sizes? Okay, so that it's a potential. Obviously, you've got to consider the amount of graphics we're pushing around in potentially a 25k robot. It's significant. So 30, 40 of those on screen at once is gonna hurt. Our game is already really cleverly optimized. I don't want to go into the code of how that happens, but our cube creation is really cleverly done, thanks to Seb and his team. So there's possibilities for us to do a little bit more improvement with battle sizes, but you've got to bear in mind too many people can actually ruin the flow and the balance of a game too. So
It's similar to another question that we've received a lot before, which is why can't you just double, triple, quadruple the
it's not
CPU
fun.
cost?
Yeah.
Like it will ruin the gameplay a lot, and we've also got to consider that a lot of players don't have like super mega kick-ass late game computers.
Yeah.
So they are already suffering from some issues which are improving for optimization, as we do with every update, as you did with the nanos and such. And basically adding a whole lot more CPU to the game can damage their experience as well. So it's basically keeping it at a good point where everyone can enjoy the game.
In an early testing phase of Megabots, there were about 10 of us devs playing in one match, all as Megabots. And it sounds good, but it actually wasn't that fun. It lasted too long, you just ended up face-offs all the time. It wasn't as fun as the game is right now with slightly smaller robots. So that probably, hopefully answers your question.
Where do I ask? TVI 016 asks, where do I ask Rick a question?
Here? Ask it now.
He just did.
Ask another one.
No, he's not allowed in that one. That was,
That was it. That was
it.
your entitlement gone.
Let's see.
What do you mean by more cube options? Can you clarify?
If you mean, shooting you. That guy's cool. If you mean in terms of shapes, I believe, is that
Okay, right, yeah.
Let's talk shapes of cubes.
So you're talking about sort of slanted, more subtle angles and things like that to play with.
He's a good player. He probably wants to build the next Tesseract.
So that is in development. I think that is due for phase 3.
Put the
The
game
question's going so fast, sometimes I can't
Yeah.
actually carry out with them. Make a guild, yeah.
KOL, if you ask that many questions, dude, I choose the ones that I ask. Any plans on changing the TTK? So time to kill is something that we do regularly look at. And just like in the olden days, the higher CPU the games become, the longer TTK becomes. There aren't any plans I can really talk about right now, but we do always look at how enjoyable the game is, how long it takes to kill someone. As you were actually saying about the overall Megabot
Yeah.
or the 10-player Megabot, you end up standing there and just shooting someone for a long time.
Yeah.
That's not really fun, but at the same time, no one likes being one shot, so it's important to keep good balance. But it is something we look into and consider.
Your plutonium reactor is under attack.
Any chance of a story mode? That'd be funky.
Yeah, I don't know that story.
Well,
The problem with story mode is the amount of development time in order to make that
A single-player experience
interesting
itself
experience,
is...
yeah. And of course we rely on you guys making, you know, to some extent the content and the fun of the game. So we would actually be doing that ourselves. Would require a lot of development time to do that. So I doubt we are going to pursue anything like that in the near future.
What do you guys think about a dragonfly type wing?
Dragonfly. Oh, well, as in a flapping wing. Yeah, actually, I quite like the idea of that. Could we definitely do a variant of the wing.
Enemy spotted.
It's just so many questions.
Yeah.
Enemy spotted.
Yes,
Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted.
With extra artists, will we see more life/story breathed into the maps? Well, I mean, I think.
Yes, I've sort of already answered that. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the dam map already, Neptune 3, is already a fantastic example
Yeah.
of that, right?
Yeah. So the just a bit of background on that, 'cause I don't think I've done the stream since. The dam map was developed with Sergey, our new designer, and we spent the longest amount of time developing that map. And of course, we were given the opportunity to make some bespoke artwork for that map too. Obviously, within the confines of this team size at that point. Now the team's a lot bigger. The design team's bigger. There is no reason why we can't add a lot more bespoke, really cool elements to the upcoming levels that we
Fusion
design.
tower is under attack.
Someone just said 2017 calendars. I don't know what he means, but I like the idea of like.
What, topless?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I was going.
Yeah,
with it.
yeah. All in fireman outfits. I like that
Kind of.
with this glasses. Yeah, I could work that.
Greased torsos.
We better get down to Gym Orchard.
Morley, no, I don't. Fortune is so dreamy.
Fanboy.
It's probably one of the devs, right?
Yeah.
They called me
probably
Orchard.
is.
Like
Yeah, it's Dan, isn't it? It's Dan.
dancing bananas, 1, 2, 3. Forest map.
Enemy spotted.
Yeah, foliage map. I do want to do a foliage map. It'll probably appear after we do the lava map set. Someone was complaining about. I just saw about the polishing of plasma cannons and wheels and things like that. Yeah, I mean, we just need to spend a bit of time analysing what's wrong with those. I think there is a bug with the wheels. I certainly was on a flat map, skidding sideways on it. So there's
Is that a chicken? A chicken with slats attached to it. That is, and it has legs. That is one of the most.
Oh, it's a Minecraft chicken.
it is, yeah.
It is both hideous and gorgeous at the same time.
The thing is about
Getting shot in the face.
the balance of wheels and plasmas and stuff like that is that we do tweak them over time, and every time you introduce a new weapon or a movement type, you need a little bit of time to gauge how much you need to change or tweak that component. But yeah, we do it as a matter of course. We do it constantly, so we'll get around to it at some point.
I remember seeing before, so from time to time people would post some of the old videos of Robocraft,
Yeah.
where instead of having fog, we had blur.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about why we went for fog instead of blur?
Yeah. So
Bottom fusion tower.
blur, obviously, you're able to, with certain hardware, turn off things like depth of field, i.e. blur. So that would give someone a competitive advantage over someone else. So we decided in the end just to get rid of it. It's not like a first-person shooter where there's quite claustrophobic environments, and that adds to the atmosphere of a story mode within that kind of game. For us, you just need clarity the whole time, and we didn't want to give anyone an advantage over anyone else. Now the issue with fog is that what you ended up doing at range, so those people who were really good with SMGs or rails were standing really far back, waiting for someone to get spotted. and just start shooting below the enemy HUD the whole time. Just shoot below it and hope they hit. That actually isn't any fun for anyone. So what we've done is push the fog back, and yes, now you can clearly see that the robots pop into shot. But this is common in most of these sort of free-to-play MMOs. They just run out of range, they pop in sight, and then you can attack them. It's a clear rule. It's the same rule for everyone. There's no give or take. It's fair. So that's the reason why we did it. And of course, then you get to see a little bit more of the environment as well. So that's the reason we push back fog too.
We've got a guest.
I'm ignoring.
No, I've got him coming in. you can't ignore Hannes.
Hannes, you need these glasses as well.
Yeah, I'll give them back to you.
Come down. Oh, come on, man.
Sit there, crouch there.
Wait, did you grab a chair?
Otherwise, going to see you.
Literally can't hear anything with these on, so. What's up, dude? Hello.
How's your day going, Hannes? You're not allowed to say what you've been working on, okay? It's all top secret.
Top secret. All the new fancy stuff.
I had a question until Hannes came back and started flailing from.
Was it hard making the AA gun? Yes, it was quite hard, but because we only did one, we were able to compress the development. I'm hoping after Jack's next game, I'll just bring up a high-res image of the flat cannon, just front and back, for those people who perhaps haven't actually been able to afford one yet in the game. You can have a good old look at it. We are actually still developing it, but only from an aesthetic perspective. We're adding a little bit more detail and polishing it. Oh yeah, someone mentioned, I remember on a stream related to this, a question related to this was whether we were going to have additional effects and movements on some of the weapons. Was that the question? Something similar to that, wasn't it? So on the flat cannons, we were going to
animations.
We're going to animate the barrels coming backwards and eject the cartridges out the back, which will be coming towards you, which look really cool. Bit of particles, bit of physics will look great. So we are actually doing that at the moment. We are doing a little bit of polish on that gun, but it's sort of a result of the new technique and new approach that we're using. The other thing that we wanted to do some additional polish on is the tool that you use to paint and to place cubes. That tool is designed to be a transformer. So if you look at the way it's constructed, it's actually one tool. It's not two tools. So next time we get a chance to work on it, we're going to actually animate the tool shifting and transforming from one mode to the another. And I think that will look really sweet. I'm really looking forward to doing that. I think you're doing the effects on that, aren't you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So, someone in chat asks, why is it the only guy who doesn't work for Free Jam is the only guy wearing a Robocraft?
Yeah, I know. Check out that baby. It's good.
I was like, I went to this train station to pick him up, and I was like,
how will I
how am I
recognise
going to recognize? I assumed he'd recognize me because I love my attention so much that my face is on a lot of stuff. And I saw the t-shirt. I was like, alright, cool, that makes sense.
How many jammers can fit in this room? Yeah, I keep hearing that question. Ooh,
there's like 35 of us now, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be 40 pretty soon, I think.
If we're standing or if we're all lying and stack.
If we stack us, yeah, considerable amount more. But with the aircon not working in this room, that's going to be horrendously stinky.
We're looking for a VFX artist, by the way. If your friends are VFX artists in the games industry, so looking for a new job, be sure to contact us.
Nice promo.
Yeah, I thought so.
I like it. Yeah, is the Mango class still going to be added, or has it been cancelled? Okay, so although I can't talk about specific modules or weapons or anything like that, I am allowed to say that Mark did a survey, I think, of all your favourite kind of ideas and weapons and things like that. I think he did that before Christmas. He's processed that. We've added our own content. We've now got this really cool comprehensive list of things that we're going to release at various stages during the year. So there's a lot on that list. We're now producing all the stuff a lot faster. So just hold tight. Hopefully those things that you guys are talking about now will be on that list, and really cool stuff. Yeah, there is some great stuff coming your way.
Someone's asked about the. I say someone jokingly has asked about the class symbols. So basically, a major thing about that is that there's now already a lot of different possible classes. and there is going to be dramatically more classes in the future because, as we said, Phase 1 allows us to develop new components much, much more quickly. And it's just going to become a cluster, basically, where you can't really define... I'm sure you're all aware that when we did have the class system, it would say something spotted, and it would be the incorrect class for what it is, because there's so many unique ways to build stuff. Like, you know, you want your mech leg... not your mech legs, you want your tank tracks, and your aerofoils, and your thrusters, to create a super zooming land tank, and you can't really class something like that.
But more importantly, when weapon switching comes on board, I can spot someone and it'll say, yeah, they've got SMGs. They, literally that second they swap to rails, and now their class information is completely redundant. So we had to get rid of it. It didn't make sense to keep it.
We are talking about ways of maybe improving information through HUD elements in a similar way. Just it's the whole class system concept wasn't going to work in Robocraft in the future, and there was frankly no point doing additional voiceovers and stuff like that for something that's going to change very soon anyway. So just for that, like, we're not ignoring the question. It's just.
Are there any cosmetics coming soon? Yes. I think Clearly asked that as well as Joe.
Lots of cosmetics coming soon.
Yeah, there are. Yes. I can't give you timelines. I can't tell you what they are. But yeah, they're in the pipeline.
It's the two important things.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to spoil the release of them.
No, of course.
So I want that to be impactful and for you guys to celebrate it with us when we launch it. So.
Frank Zappa says, so many guys in here and so much spam. I just want to say that I freaking love you guys. Love your game and keep it up. We love you guys.
Okay, so that's why I'm making Robocraft. That kind of spirit, people getting on board, wanting to give us a bit of love at the same time as giving us sometimes punishing feedback. You know, that's why we make the games. I think why we love it.
Like, because this was before me. Because even though I came to the company very early on, I was like 9th employee or something. We're at like 35 to 40 now. But even then, Robocraft existed for quite some time before I joined.
Yeah.
And it's even difficult for me to appreciate what it means to grow up with that. Because you guys, I remember going back to the very first topics on our forums, where it's like, is there something wrong with this number? It says that there's 100 people online.
Right.
And other threads which is like, guys, the server's currently down. It's because 1,000 people all logged on at once.
Yeah.
And like they don't. I think you have to appreciate that when people like Mark and Rick have been working on this game for so long, have worked from a time where they were literally every single person that played the game was individually known, right?
Yeah.
And it was more like a small, close-knit group of friends than it was a gaming community kind of thing.
Well, I'm not sure if he still is, but Greybeard's on this thread, so he was one of our earlier players. And you know that he'll be able to tell you there were some times where there weren't enough people playing at lunchtime, that all the devs had to jump on board in order to keep the matches running and launching, and you know they were the early days, and that's what's made us the developers that we are today. But in console development, you don't get that kind of in touch relationships with your communities, because you release a product, you're already working on your next product by the time all the marketing from your first game is actually going through production, and the game's released, and you have no contact with your audience whatsoever. So trust me, it's a lovely thing to have. You guys are so passionate about playing our game. It makes us more passionate about developing it, basically.
Mad Attack was posted on our forums the other day.
Was he?
Yeah.
Mad Attack.
Because Mad Attack was actually from pre-Drognin period.
Yes, he was.
And but obviously I know he is similar to Spilled Chemicals and guys like that.
Yeah.
And I saw him comment, and I literally just straight away I checked the thread title and date, so I assumed I'd accidentally gone into a Necrode thread.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, he's actually he's commenting.
I think Bob the Biscuit's pretty
Bob the Biscuit's
old
pretty
as well,
old.
isn't he?
Yeah.
I can't quite remember when he joined. I just saw him flash by on there.
Bob, I've been talking to for quite some time.
Kind of miss the old days sometimes. It's great to see your dreams from Robo are still alive. Yes, thank you very much. And thank you for joining us in this journey.
Butts, my boy, how's it going? Over 7k hours, still not bored. Butts was our first Plutonium 5 player.
Ah, congratulations on that. That was not an easy thing to get.
Especially back then, because we've made it easier since then. Because it was unreasonably difficult back then.
Yeah.
And he still managed it.
First professional player, I'd go along with that. He was pretty good. He is pretty good. The future is bright.
Richard. It's nice. Like, this is pleasant as well, because there's so many names here that we recognise.
Yeah.
That it's like that. It still has that element of that small, close-knit community.
Yeah.
And it's quite pleasant to have that. But, so we'll show your image.
Yep.
We've hit the 1 hour mark.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we'll wind it down, shall we? As soon as I'm able to
Rick, is
find.
Fats better than you?
Is what? Sorry.
Is Fats better than you? You always claim to be the best.
To be honest with you, I think Orchard is a better Robocraft player than I am. I know it pains me to admit it.
Okay, we
It
got
really
on tape,
does.
we
It
got
really
on
does.
tape, yes.
There's a lot of rivalry in the studio, right? But I think Orchard gets the trophy at the end of the day. Then I'm second, right? I crush Mark and Sergey all the time.
Do you crush Sergey?
Yeah.
I see my. No,
He just makes bricks.
no, he does. He's good at what he does, but it's a very rigid style of play. Where is that image that you
It's
sent me?
down there on
Oh,
the
there it is.
desktop.
I dragged it down. Okay, that explains it. Bam. Ooh. Let's
Yeah, fit it in the shot.
fit it in. Rah. There we go. We'll put that there. So this is the.
Yeah, it's just a little quick render of the flat cannon as it currently is in game. Like I said, we're modifying it slightly now. We're just cleaning up, making it a bit more polished. We're adding a display panel at the front of the cannon. We're going to make sure that the ejector ports on the back actually will allow us to add effects. We're gonna, if you can see the notches on the barrels, we're going to have a muzzle flash that comes out sideways as well. So we're just modifying it and tweaking it a little bit. It's just an aesthetic task. It's really just to make sure that the upcoming, it's a benchmark for the upcoming modules and weapons for the future, just to make sure they all are roughly in the right sort of ballpark quality-wise.
Stelmore says my pizza's here now. See you guys later.
Oh man, I've got ditched for pizza. Mind you, if I had a pizza, I'd be ditching you guys as well.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's been a pretty successful stream. I was quite happy with it. Except that Jack lost right at the end.
Yeah.
We weren't even focusing on you, Jack. I'm so sorry.
We invite you to the office.
But he was just base rushing like no.
We show you around. We introduce you all to the devs. Then you lose a game live on stream.
My bad.
I can't believe you've done this.
Well, when he's improved a bit, maybe we can invite him back.
Yeah, no, certainly.
Yeah.
He's always welcome.
I think I need to get good a bit.
You need to get the ground plasma going. The solid builds.
Yeah.
Anyways, everyone, thank you very much for tuning in today. I think that will probably be it from us, and we appreciate you all coming here. Thank you very much,
absolutely.
Rick, for coming down here and answering those questions. Thank
Pleasure.
you very much, Jack, for coming all the way down here, actually, which is considerably further than Rick travelled, in order to
And
help
thank
us
you,
out with
Hannes,
this
for just sitting
And
behind me.
Thank you for Hannes.
Wearing some glasses.
Double class.
The chat really liked his legs when he walked in as well, I noticed. So he added that sex appeal to the stream that we lacked before.
Bye.